Hello and welcome back to this third episode of Chaotic Neutral Plays Dungeons & Dragons. I'm your Dungeon Master Tom, and I'm joined by these wild things.
Hello, I'm Laurie and I'm playing the vicious killer known as Uchud.
Hello, I'm Holly and I'm playing Lever Waxmond.
I'm Dom and I'm playing Lucian Moores, who's here to save the game.
Oh, we need it. Hello, I'm Blair. I'm playing Toby and Tufts.
And I'm Sullivan. I'm playing Slambo Wilkins.
I'm Tilly. I'm playing Del Marshwalker, the social butterfly of the group.
It's true.
The chatty one.
Laurie, say some stuff.
Oh, me say some stuff. All right, well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. We just have to say some thank yous to some people who provided some stuff for us to play this game, like the Reclusive Cartographer, who provided all of the battle maps that we've been using in this campaign. If you want to get yourself some battle maps, why don't you check out their Patreon, which is linked in the description down below. They do monthly packs for their patrons of brand new maps for you to use in your own homebrew campaigns. We also have to thank Valkyrie RPG, who provided the dice and the trays that we've been using. Now I'm sure some people, Blair, might be saying that the dice are broken. They are not broken. They're great quality dice.
They just don't like me.
They don't like you.
They know bad energy when they see it.
Yeah, which means Valkyrie RPG has good taste. We also have to thank Mike Andreoli, who did all of the art for this series. Thank you so much for doing that. And finally, we just have to say that if you want to see more Chaotic Neutral playing Dungeons and Dragons, you just got to go to our Patreon, patreon.com/NoRollsBarred, where right now at the $10 tier, you can watch a Patreon exclusive prologue episode where you get to find out a little bit more about our characters, the first time that they met, and see the very first mission that they went on. That is live right now. So if you want to support this series, please go and do that. That would be great. We'd love you so much. Thank you. Back to you, Tom, in the studio.
Back to me in the studio. Last episode, our heroes found themselves pursued by a pack of wild, or not so wild, dogs, driven by a headless horseman atop a flaming steed, wielding a terrible axe. Some of us slayed some beasts. Some of us befriended some beasts. Some of us became beasts for a little while. But
It was pretty fucking cool.
all five of you were able to escape this huntsman's call and make your way to the safety of a palisaded hill town fort, where, after being led inside by some of the guards, you were led up the winding hill to the upper ward and taken to the medical tent to have your wounds attended to by the town's new doctor. So, for now, you seem to be safe from the beasts outside. But what about the beasts within? And what was it Motorhead said? Oh yes.
I'm the doctor.
Join us as Chaotic Neutral plays Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Bam! 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 He won't go down! Bam! 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 Bam!
The five of you wait inside the medical tent as the guard shouts, "Hey Doc, we got another 5 for you." And you hear the sound of grumbling. And entering through the curtains at the back of the room, Dom, please describe who we see.
You see a man, he's probably about 40, somewhat hunched over, but he looks a bit older because it looks like someone's just stretched some old skin over a skeleton. And he's bald with a little beard, deep sunken eyes that have already seen too much, in a constant frown.
But what does your character look like, Dom?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Similar. And he's wearing black robes that are covered in like mud around the hem, and anything higher up, it's probably blood. And he's bone white. That's who you see.
I feel safer already.
Are you guys in the same cult?
Oh, I'm not in the cult.
Oh.
Don't know what you're talking about.
What? Are you all from a cult?
No.
No.
No
we're
one's in a
not.
cult.
No one's in a cult.
I'm not in a cult.
Oh, good. That makes two of
I
us.
can't stand people who mess around with magic or religion or ideas. It sends you potty, you know. It's not good for you.
Oh.
Look at the state of you lot. You can tell you've been messing around with something.
Oh, Richard. Oh, no.
I'm fine.
You don't look it. You don't look it at all.
All right.
Trust me, I've seen a lot of people who aren't fine. And you're one of them.
Yeah, some of these are a little worse for the wear. Can you fix them up, Doc? I'll see if there's any more. And the guard closes the outside curtain, and you hear footsteps making their way away from the tent.
I think Itchard's just gone like white at this point. All the colours drained from his scales, and he just slumps down. I'm not gonna die. I don't wanna die.
No, Richard, you're not gonna die. You're gonna be all right. You're
Doc,
gonna be fine, Richard.
Would you like to have a look at our friend Richard?
I'm a
He's,
doctor, not a vet.
So rude.
Yeah, go on then. Put it on the table.
Don't call them it.
Itchard.
Oh, Itchard. Oh,
It was
did you
just
think
short
it was
for
short?
Itchard, I think.
Yeah, so get on the table then. What seems to be the problem?
I think there's a lot of blood. I think I see a tunnel. I see a light.
Yeah, don't
Look
go
at
toward.
what?
No.
No.
No, that's the first thing you mustn't do if you want to live. Don't go towards any lights, tunnels, voices, dead relatives, any of that.
I'm seeing all of this at once.
Yeah, walk the other way.
I can't, I'm so weak.
Yeah, right, so got blood over here. Anyone else got a problem?
Anyone else? I'm dying!
Richard, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
Don't touch it.
We're not going to touch it.
Well, Dale Boy Twatters, you took a bit of a rough going, didn't you?
It's just a scratch. A very deep scratch. It's agonizingly close to my groin. If you have any bandages, I'd be grateful. Do we have to pay you? Is this a sort of paying you thing? Or
I will say that.
Yes.
Yeah. I do want to make a deception check.
Yeah.
You're trying to.
Surely we get this on the National Elf Service.
Oh, and that's a wrap.
joke of the day so far.
Yeah.
Easily beaten, guys.
Just a D20, don't.
Oh, sorry.
You want
In Call of Cthulhu mode.
Hey, that's gone all right, hasn't it?
What's the number?
11.
11.
So it's 12 minus 1.
So I will say, for player versus player social roles, you are always welcome as a player to opt out of being deceived or tricked or persuaded by another player. But if you want to offer it, you
trick me
can.
away.
Give me an insight check. You have to beat an 11.
Let's be having you. 17 plus 3.
Yeah, he's lying to you.
So that's how it is it?
Well, has no one got a sense of humour when they come in here? Right, well, I've completed the triage. This one's going to probably be all right, so I'll deal with this one first. If no one else has got anything they want to complain about.
I got a bit bitten,
You got a bit bitten. Yeah.
but I'm not so bad.
Boo-hoo. Right, come on then, get on the table.
Okay. So, so Richard, you get under the table. Lucian, you start to do your work, and after maybe about half an hour's medical attention, you're patched up as best you can be. You're still going to need a rest. Mm-hmm. And just as you're helped to your feet back off the table, the curtain opens and the guard appears again. We got another one, Doc. They're in a really bad way. The 5 of you better clear out.
Oh.
Look, can you just give me some bandages and I'll do it myself?
How bad's this one that's coming in? Is he what?
You're going to have to see for yourself.
I'm fine, just...
Was it like a wheelbarrow job or what? They bringing him in? I'm assuming him.
Yeah, they're bringing him in. We just need to make some space.
Okay. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, you can have some bandages, I suppose, or whatever we've got. Probably some old rags soaked in vinegar.
I just swiped some rags and some gauze and maybe a bit of disinfectant as well. And I just resolved to patch myself up before bed.
Yeah, with a good long rest as well, you should be okay.
You can come back if you need, if you're struggling, if it gets worse. If it gets inflamed or it starts to itch, or you start seeing weird visions, or you start feeling like you want to drink something's blood, or you start feeling like you want to, go running around in the moonlight, anything like that, you need to come back. Or someone needs to kill you.
What kind
Duly
of
noted.
running around in the moonlight?
Like growing hair, or I don't know, anything like that.
Shit.
Oh.
If you don't already have hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking I've got hair all over my head.
Yeah, me too. But like everyone.
Yeah, that's normal.
And this stuff, that's all normal?
Sort of,
I
yeah.
think that's
Come on,
right.
Slambo.
He doesn't
Come on, buddy.
understand
Come on.
hair.
I don't even know either.
It would take to train to be a doctor in a fantasy world.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be a nightmare.
You would have to be a vet.
Yeah,
You'd really-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Or a bad doctor.
Or a bad doctor. Well, luckily,
Trial
I'm
and
one
error.
of those.
You're the best.
Is Itchard wearing a little cone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
So he doesn't lick his
So I don't
Richard, you're looking good.
Sort of like a Jacobean ruff.
Yeah. But it's made of iron.
Yeah.
It's really heavy. Dragging it across the floor.
The five of you are ushered out, and once you're clear, the guard brings in another body, a sort of makeshift stretcher, like 2 sturdy lengths of wood, some relatively strong fabric, and they're popped down on your table. They're incredibly pale, pale as death almost, barely breathing. There's blood coming from a significant gash around their neck.
What's happened here, then? That's a nasty gash you've got.
The person's eyes are closed, they're barely breathing. The guard says, something bit it. We've had a couple like this over the last few months. They never come out of this, but see what you can do.
None of them had similar injuries. Okay.
This is like quite a big gash in the neck.
Okay. In that case, I get some metal forceps or tongs, whatever, and I have a poke around in the wound and see if I can identify it.
Give me a medicine check.
I don't think I've got that.
Well, you're a doctor. What?
I'm just messing with you. That's very good. That's 21.
This is undoubtedly a bite mark, but what is peculiar about it is just a single tooth. Seems to be about maybe 5 inches long.
What?
The wound is quite clean, but it's gone deep enough to have really opened up some kind of vein, and a lot of blood is coming out. It is leaking out onto your operating bed.
God. Oh, I don't know. I'll try and fix him up if I can.
Okay,
It's not too late.
We're going to leave you working on that as the 5 of you.
We had to amputate his head.
He became the horseman, the headless horseman. That's how the headless horseman was
This
created.
doctor keeps beheading everybody. That's where it comes from. The 5 of you have been taken outside the tent. You're back in the courtyard of the upper ward. A reminder of what you saw here last time. There is this huge stone keep, old dark stone, sort of towering above everything else. There is this more ornately decorated facade of looks like a residential building, but the windows are barricaded and caged. There are the crops growing from small farmland, although the people working on them have been leaving one by one as the day sort of gets to a close, and what little sun makes it through this deep canopy starts to sink below the horizon. And of course, there are the pens and there are the pigs.
Cows.
What is everybody doing?
Well, I suppose we should try to find a place to stay for the night.
Yeah, how much of the day is gone? Is it evening now?
It is getting to it is getting to evening.
We're not in the best condition at the moment, so I think maybe you're fine. You're not here.
I'm sleepy.
Yeah, I think we should find you a place to sleep. No, you're just sleepy.
One or two.
You're all right.
I'm not sure
you're
which.
You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be fine.
I hope I make it through the night.
Richard, you'll make it through. I'll make sure of it. You'll be fine.
Can I, well, I've not got my spell slots back yet. I was going to heal them. I can't, just to shut you up. I can't do it. I've not got any spell slots still.
No, you used them to talk to a wolf, didn't you?
And become its friend.
And that friend did nothing, was killed in front of you, wasn't it?
Okay, why are you doing this like?
Because you said you wanted to kill me to shut me up.
I have a very serious issue.
You know what? I'll join you guys later. I just need a moment to myself. But
You're not getting any. You're not gonna run around in the moon, right? You don't feel any.
I wasn't bitten by
hairs.
anything.
Okay. Cool. Just wanted to make sure.
I'd look after your own selves and each other. Nothing touched me.
Get the moon zoomers. The moon zoomers.
How do you know about this?
I was just calling it. If you're zooming in the moon, I'll just say the moon zoomers.
Okay.
So, Leva, you're going to take a moment on your own.
Yeah.
What is everyone else doing?
I'm gonna try to find a place to stay for the night. Some sort of either tavern or home that will let us in.
Yeah, I'll look for an inn.
Yeah, on your way up
Toby.
on the hill, on the lower part of the ward, you definitely passed some buildings which seem tavern-like.
Great.
It's worth taking a look. That's what you're doing,
Yes.
Richard?
I'm
as
going to
well?
go with Toby.
I guess I'm going to do the same.
Del?
Yeah, I guess I'll do the same.
Yeah.
It's just really weird, this whole thing. Do you think anyone else made it here?
I think it sounds like others made it here because they when we were brought to the doctor they said here's 5 more. So I think probably more made.
But can I check? They didn't tell us that any of this was gonna happen.
There was nothing
Yeah.
about a town.
So, why do you think you're turned back? You were a bat.
Yeah, you
and
took
you're
it
a
back.
pig.
Maybe it was because we got too far away from wherever the spell was cast.
Maybe there's some sort of force field around this town.
It was the horseman.
You think the horseman did it?
Why didn't they follow us in?
Yeah, they didn't even move. That was
He
weird.
just watched us.
Stopped. He's been turning people into beasts.
But why couldn't
They're
they?
only in the wild.
Why couldn't the wolves free themselves? But we were fine. We were still ourselves.
It's strange, isn't
Well,
I was a bear 5 minutes ago. I need to.
Yeah, I think let's get some rest. We can think about it in the morning when our minds are clearer.
it? I'm no longer a pig, but I've still got a hankering for slop. Oh my god.
Still got some from when I fed the pigs in the other towns.
Yes, I'm slow.
That is a good line.
Slot pockets. It's the new hot pockets.
Slot
Pockets.
Slot pockets. That's our next merch. Slot pockets.
I'm in the microwave for 2 seconds. They're ready to go.
Okay.
Slop till you drop.
Slop till you drop. Once you slop, you just can't stop.
The 5 of you make your way back out that wooden gate which separates the upper ward from the lower ward. The guard on duty opens it for you. You begin to make your way back down the clockwise this time as opposed to counterclockwise, the direction you went on the way up, down the hill, and about halfway down, you do pass that building you heard the almost kind of evangelical voice coming out of and the cheers of the crowd. And a little past that, there is the sound of discussion, the familiar smell of something roasting and strong ale. And a sort of signpost hangs from a little pole of the entrance to the door. Has 5 symbols on it.
Wait a minute. Is it the same 5 symbols that we saw on the flag?
Seems similar.
It's a Youth Hostel Association.
Yeah, that must be it. That must be it.
We're not adventurers, we're just hostelers. I'm on a capture.
You kind of are, and you get
You
the
are! Oh, Itchard.
We do need to make Itchard plushies at this point.
Yeah.
Are the 4 of you going inside?
I think so, yeah.
And step inside you do. Lever.
I'm going to find somewhere tall. The tallest place I can find.
You are at the highest point in the upper ward. The only high points would be the roofs of the buildings. The absolute highest would be the top of this huge keep.
All right. Is anybody else around?
There's maybe a couple of farmers just packing up their things. There is the guard guarding the gate that leads between the 2 wards. And there's someone else standing outside the medical tent. But aside from that, the courtyard is mostly empty.
All right. I'm just going to... Is there a place I can sit?
Are you looking for a chair or just
Bench.
a patch?
Just like, well, a chair anyway.
There's the courtyard of the upper ward is large enough that you can find yourself a quiet part where people won't notice you.
Perfect. I'm going to find myself a little quiet bit of it and sit on whatever I can, whether it's a bench or just like a patch of grass or whatever. And I'm just going to for a second. I'm going to just try and think of that moment, like that moment with the wolf, and kind of how confused I was to talk to it like that, and the weird feeling when it stopped communicating back. But also just something about the way it looked and how odd that was. And I'm just going to reach into my pocket and I'm just going to feel around for the thing that's in my pocket and just see if it reminds me of anything that I've just seen.
She's got the slop pocket.
And my hand comes out covered in slop.
Slop pocket. Just full of slop.
Sticks a straw in there and just... I love it.
Let's see. Do you need a check for this?
Roll for slop.
My slop is +3.
Wow.
Do you need a check for this?
What I'm trying to do is...
Yeah, what are you trying to do, I guess?
I'm trying to work out if I'm getting closer to where this thing is from, whether I've seen it.
I would say you can give me an investigation check for this. To try and figure out.
+5.
Oh.
+5. That's a 4. +5 is 9. Oh no. Roll so badly.
You miss your pocket.
So the way I like to do things like perception intelligence rolls is that on a critical fail, you'll get bad information. Pigs equals cows. But even on a failed roll, I'll give you something, a little something. So it's not just like a nothing. So what I will say is on a 9, which is a fail, all you can really tell is nothing that you just saw out there seems to have anything to do with this, except, and this is more of a feeling than a thought, something very, very vague makes you think of the horseman, but it's barely even an idea. It might even be a mistake, and that's all you get.
I'm gonna take my hand out of my pocket.
Tell you what, we'll leave it at that, and we'll cut to Dom.
Oh, stop crying.
They are unconscious.
They're leaking is what they're doing.
So that is an interesting insight into the mind of Lucian Morse.
Yeah. I might have been talking to myself. I'm so overcome with emotion. I'm not. Stitching away and squeezed it back in. How far does it go? Ooh, it's deep.
Like I say on that good medicine check, you've been, the one you had before, you've been able to stop the bleeding. But unfortunately,
it's because there's no blood left.
He has run out.
Yeah, the last breath wheezes out of this fading form. No. And the person passes.
Well, that's a blow, isn't it? That's a shame.
The curtain to the tent opens.
Doesn't anybody knock? That was the joke. So, that's what I say to everyone who comes in, and they always laugh. Yeah, he's a funny guy. Even though he has to deal with all this stuff, he hasn't lost his sense of humour.
He's a regular Patch Adams.
I'm like the guy from MASH.
Yes. Yeah.
There's another one, is there?
In steps a man you haven't seen before. Small, kind of, I would say little glasses on their nose, shortish hair. Something odd about the way they move.
Can I help you? You have to make an appointment, usually by getting injured.
I'm feeling a little bit funny. I think it might have been something I ate. Would you mind taking a look at me?
Well, you're in luck because the last patient has just finished up here. Rolling off the table.
This little kind of bespectacled man, something so strange about the way they move, takes a seat on the bed. Oh, shame what happened to the last one, eh?
What? That fella?
Oh, the last doctor.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know what happened to the last doctor. What happened to the last doctor?
He looks over to the tank of squirming leeches. Got a taste of her own medicine.
Ooh. Ooh. Right. Ah. You mean the leeches? You're supposed to report things like that, I think. Once a leech gets a... Oh, no, they do drink a lot of blood, actually. It's normal.
The leeches in the tank are more animated than they were before, wriggling around.
Quiet in there. Listen, mate, I think you better start explaining what it is you're about, because I've not seen you. Oh, no, I'm relatively new. And you obviously have something going on with the leeches that I don't understand. But you better start explaining yourself, because no one comes in here, riles up my leeches, and makes me look an idiot.
Well, you have something in common with the leeches too, don't you, Lucian?
Wait a minute. How do you know my name?
You squirm, Lucian.
I don't. Do I look like I'm squirming to you? I say squirmily.
Can you give me a perception check?
Yes. That's a 12 plus 3. That's 15.
Ooh.
You're reminded for a moment of that old joke about 3 kids standing on each other's shoulders wearing a coat.
I was wondering, the moment you said they move weird, I was like, oh my god, no.
I see. Bear with me.
Checks notes squirmily.
Starts flicking through his spell book.
Do you just hold on?
Just bear with me.
Just need to check my
Hang on.
Magic missile.
Oh, never misses.
How many feet away? Oh, yeah.
Tell you what we'll do is we will cut there from the point he says that line, and we'll move to and this will come back to you. So the 4 of you made your way into the tavern. It is, for all intents and purposes, what you would expect in a tavern. There is a bar with 4 bar staff behind it, serving some drinks to people. It is a little ramshackle, but still seems to be doing good business. It seems that no matter what, people always need a drink. There are several small tables with a couple of people sitting on them, some of them like eating a little food. Seems to be some kind of roast meat, and drinking what looks like very, very watery ale. There is a larger dining table on one end of the room, and on that table, some people you recognize. A hulking, silver-scaled reptilian form. A elf with white blonde hair and blue eyes. You also notice something about Coral's armor. Amongst the silver plates, there are also these bits of blue fabric, some on the sleeves, a little just hanging down below the waist. And you notice there are some other people sitting at this table wearing a similar mix of metal and blue cloth. A couple of other faces you think you might have recognised from around the table, but these are the ones that stand out.
Did the guards on the way in have blue on their uniforms? They did.
What is everybody doing?
I'm gonna go up to the bar.
Yeah.
Anyone want a drink? Or are we too tuckered out?
I might need something for a painkiller.
Well, I'm sure they've got something that will work like that.
Itchy,
Yeah.
you see that Dragonborn over there?
Yes.
Was that the Dragonborn who was all rude to you?
Yeah. Stinky girl. I want to punch them. Stinky woman.
Well, should we go and say something?
I don't think that's what it is.
I think we should go and say something. No, should we go and say something? I think we should go and say something.
My issue is I'm so near death.
Richard, you're gonna be okay.
And
You're gonna be fine.
I just want to go out in peace with a beer.
Oh.
Surrounded by friends.
Oh, you're not gonna die, Richard, but we can absolutely have you surrounded by friends with a beer. We can absolutely do that.
You're not going to die.
I feel like I am.
No, I think you just feel that, but it's not really the
You know what?
case.
I'm just gonna go
I've
get some
never been
drinks.
this injured in my life.
Tobian just goes to the bar.
So you approach the bar. All four bartenders are currently busy. There is a sort of a slender, sort of blue-green reptilian-looking person. There is a feathered figure with red feathers. There is another smaller tabaxi with white fur and a little leathery. It looks almost like a person with just a little bit of tortoise in them, with sort of black leathery skin. As you approach the bar, however, you feel a tug on the corner of your greatcoat.
I turn around to look at what's tugging on me.
A small human child looks up at you. Scrawny, malnourished, hair's a bit dirty. Are you a pirate? She says, looking at your hat.
Oh, I see. I take off the hat and look down at her. I'm like, what would you say if I said I was?
Pirates are so cool.
Aren't they just?
And he lets her hold the hat for a moment.
I'm the captain now, she says to herself.
Aye, Captain you are. What is your first command, Captain?
My first command.
It's very important to make good commands.
My first command.
Yes.
Tell me a story of the high seas. And we will cut to what everyone else is doing. Del, we haven't checked in on you.
I'm trying to get noticed for probably the first time in my life at the bar. But I can't seem to make anyone's eye because I'm just so weak. I keep gripping my groin in quite an unsightly way and checking, making sure that there's no blood.
As you do that, you see at the corner of your eye someone take a sort of seat in the stool next to you. Someone with beautiful blue eyes. Did you give them your name in episode 1?
Can't remember. Yeah, I think I did.
What are you doing down there, Del?
Coral, was it?
I'm glad to see you made it.
Yeah, you too. It was pretty crazy. I'm bleeding heavily. And, not from a biological standpoint. I was bitten.
Oh.
By a wolf. Tried to go up a tree, didn't really work out. Usually works. Do you know if they have any whiskey here?
Of course. Just raise her head, The white cat immediately notices, calls her over. 1 whiskey, please.
Anything for you, Coral?
Coral already
I'll
has.
get this.
Coral already has like an almost full.
Tell Cess for the first time. They're like, I'll pay for these. What do you want?
Oh well, I guess I'll have what you're having.
2 whiskeys, please.
You need to be careful out there. They can be savage. Can I help?
Well, I'm a bit lost. I feel like I've joined the company of a play and I don't really know my lines. It seems as though everyone's kind of taking this in their stride. Have you been here before? Have you done this kind of thing before?
What kind of thing is that?
I got turned into a bear by a man with no head.
You got turned into a monster.
Well, I mean, I was a pretty friendly bear, but I suppose so.
I can't help you with your existential dilemmas. But here, and she lays a hand on you. There is just a little glimmer of warmth goes through your arm and into your wounded area. You regain 1 hit point.
Hey.
The bleeding stops.
Thanks. It was very kind of you.
It was nothing. Slambo and Itchid.
What did you...
So worried about dying.
It's going to be all right. You're going to be okay.
Tell my friends and family, Slambo, that I did good.
I don't know your friends and family.
You have to find them.
What, you have to find them?
The Horde. You have to go to the Horde and tell them.
Well, how far away is that?
It's really far away.
Itchy, that doesn't help me at all.
It's in the creeping cliffs.
The creeping cliffs?
The creeping cliffs.
The creeping cliffs?
It's there. You have to tell them.
Itchy, but I don't think you're going to die.
What if I do?
All right. If I'll go to the creeping cliffs if you die.
Yeah.
But for the moment, what do you want to do? Want to grab a drink?
Yes. Maybe a drink made me feel better.
Why don't we? I think we should maybe, if you are going to die, which you aren't, but if you are, I think you should bloody well tell that Dragonborn what you think of her.
Oh no, that's a terrible
Fucking
idea.
hell, Slambos.
This is like every conversation you and I have.
Yeah, this is absolutely you are Tom Allen.
Tell him what you think.
Speak your feelings, Dom.
Come on, Dom. You're not going to die.
I'm going to die and I'm in love.
Just tell them what they're thinking. You're not going to die. Literally what we did yesterday at a cafe. Yesterday, that's what we did.
You're not going to die. Tell them how you feel.
It's just like,
I don't have the energy or the strength, Slambo.
Would you want me to tell her?
No. Let me see if I make it through the night. Let's just get a drink.
Okay, we'll get a drink then. All right. What do you want?
So whatever the watery thing is everyone else is having.
The ale?
Yes.
All right. All right. Sorry. Hello. Hello.
The sort of almost, the sort of vaguely tortoise-like person who's just finished having a drink clocks where you are and beckons you over to take the order.
Can we get an ale, please? Just a little one. It's only small.
No. A normal ale.
All right.
I'm allowed.
But you're tiny.
I'm allowed a full-size ale. I'm old enough.
Didn't we technically work out you're like 12 years old?
I'm 12 years old. I'm allowed.
Oh, that's fair enough.
That is of age in this
Itchid is
world.
12 years old. He's full.
But for kobolds, that's an adult.
Yeah, he's an adult.
Yeah, we're gonna get yes, an ale for this one and a bottle of your house wed.
So this bartender grabs a small kind of, I guess, gourd almost with a stopper in it, hands it to you. It's probably only the size of like a jam jar, run a little low, and don't worry, the ale's mostly water by this point. and hands you a flagon of it. Lucian, we're going to come back to you.
Fantastic. I keep my cool. He's sat on the table, right?
Sat on the table.
So I just very casually I walk over to some rags in the corner of the tent, start wiping my hands as if I'm just going through the routine, but hovering much closer to the entrance of the tent. And I say, so word gets around about doctors in this place, does it, or you have a special interest?
Well, you're the only one we've got. Now,
Yes.
would you mind taking a look?
Are you're not working for him, are you?
Who?
Melnikor, the insufferable.
Melnikor. The necromancer.
He may call himself the ever-living, but I can assure you he's dead. He's really dead. So if you've got some errand to run and you've come and looking for me, well, I hate to tell you, but you've wasted your time putting on this skin suit and crawling your way up here, whatever you are. Okay?
Lucian. You think I don't know who's in the ground and who isn't? Melnikor is a little man.
I didn't say he was in the ground, did I? I just said he's dead. What do you mean he's a little man? He wouldn't like you saying that. Oh, we go into one of his rages. One of his endless rages. What's going on here then? What's your game? You better start explaining yourself. I'm not coming and looking in your shirt until you answer the questions. That's triage, that is. Who sent you? What do you want? What's going on? Because whatever this is, I don't believe it. I don't believe it for 1 second, okay? You've got to get up pretty early in the morning and put on a skin suit to trick me. It's a skin suit, right?
Do you think I'm your enemy, Lucian?
I didn't say that, did I? I didn't say that. I don't have any enemies. Not since Melnikor died.
We have a lot in common with you, Lucian.
Oh, I'm not sure I like the use of the plural pronoun there. That's giving me the creeps, mate.
You, us, we dig. You and we. We make our home in the dead.
I think it's you and us, but yes.
Did I say you and me?
You said you and we.
You and we. Oh, cool. Lovely pedantry. Keep your ear to the ground, Lucian. And gets up and starts walking towards the exit.
Hang on, mate. Maybe we can help each other out. You're on my side, right?
I think we might be after the same thing. I hope I'm not wrong about that.
Well, what do you think we're after?
Some people put things in the ground. Others.
Okay. So, okay.
Ear to the ground, Lucian. I guess I'll take care of my own squiffy tummy. And he wriggles through the gap between you and the edge of the entrance.
I call after him. I didn't catch your names! And then I turn to the leeches and go, shut up!
And we're going to cut to Libra outside.
I'm going to... I could probably just collecting my thoughts a bit because I'm feeling a bit kind of bewildered and rattled. We passed some farmers in the way in. with some crops.
They were in the upper ward, yeah, outside the doctor's tent next to the pig pens with the normal pigs in them.
Yeah, I'm gonna normal pigs. I'm gonna see if I can just observe what they're doing. Just like take a kind of just a moment with nature and watching people just being able to be in control and handle what they're doing and just let it calm me down.
Yeah, they're simply at this point packing up their tools and their trowels into little baskets, collecting their things. The last two gather their equipment, make their way across the courtyard, are let through the gate by the guard and descend somewhere to the lower ward. And now, the only person outdoors you can see is the guard on the gate, and it's just you, alone, as the moon shines down, bright and full.
Are they any of your lot? People who can change shape into wolves? Oh, we didn't do the wrong thing by killing them all. You let me know if I've done something wrong, right? Probably not. Keep protecting me, eh? And like today, just the moonlight is just too much. It's just too bright today, and just overwhelms me more than anything. And I know it's not going to talk back, so I just start to follow the farmers. Start to follow my way back down to see if I can find a place to sleep for the night.
Okay. It is brighter than normal tonight. You're right. Toby.
And then there were these giant eyes that would peer in through the portholes. And is this too scary? No? Okay. So,
this little shot looks white as a sheet, but absolutely shakes the head.
and we would use the cannons to poke the eyeballs, and they would go slithering away. Yeah, exactly like that. And you know what the crew used to say?
What did I say?
At night, there was always this terrifying skittering of 1,000 legs that the fish would grow at night.
Fish can't walk.
So you see, it's not easy being at sea. But as a captain, you wouldn't trade it for anything else. So, Captain, what's your next command?
It does all sound really scary. But I command myself to become a pirate.
Not a boy.
But I'm gonna be my own pirate.
Yeah.
So this belongs to you.
Thank you very much.
You have to really bend down, all like 7'2" of your frame.
I let him put it back on my head. And I come back up.
What was your name, feared pirate? So I can start to tell the world of your great journey.
Oh, my name is Sal.
Sal. Wonderful. Well, Sal, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you. And he puts out his
Hold this tiny hand out.
I shake it.
It actually lifts Sal like maybe half an inch off the ground in the course of the shake. But they just seem absolutely thrilled.
Oh, that's made Tobian's day.
Do you stay here, Sal? Yeah. You got a crew?
I've got my parents. My older brother. I've got my parents.
Parents make a fantastic crew as well, Sal. Can I get you anything? Are you hungry? Do you need any food? Or?
Oh, it's late.
Okay. Yeah.
Better be getting back.
All right.
Wow. He says, and then just sort of half backs out of the tavern and up into the street.
Oh, Sal.
Aw.
Cute. At that moment, Tobian remembers that he had just told everyone that he was going to get a drink for everyone else and goes, "Oh, I must go check on them. Richard's probably dead by now."
Okay, we're going to jump back to the two of you next before we go to Del. What did you decide to do when we last saw you?
We were buying a drink.
Okay, well,
So you got the house red and I've got
actually, I think
an ale.
if you guys are just buying a drink, and Del, is there anything else you'd like to say to Coral before we finish today?
Are you staying here?
Well, I am now. We all are, I guess.
Did they say anything about how much the rooms are? They're really expensive. Or... I'm just really leaning into this cheap bit.
What did you give all your change to the boatman?
No. No, I didn't. I'm gonna have to swim back. No, I just wondered. It just seems like we were sent out there to die. And if this town wasn't here, I don't know what would have happened.
Well, it is here. And so am I.
I'll drink to that.
Don't worry, Del. I'll keep an eye on you. And she grips the pendant around her neck again. Cheers as you.
I look away so as not to look at her chest inadvertently again. Cheers.
And we will say that the six of you make your way to your own, make your way to whatever bed you want to make your way to, and sleep for the night. You all have now gained the benefits of a long rest, which means you regain any expended spell slots, you regain any lost hit points, any abilities that recharge, but you don't need to upgrade. You don't need to update the sheets you've got. Everyone apart from Dom, who is already level 2. Just a straight up G. You have now all advanced a level and are now level 2.
Yeah!
So
Come on!
let's see how we should do this.
See, me making friends with that wolfman did help.
Play the level up music.
Dun 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 dun.
Yep.
Slambo.
Thank you very much.
If you check your main ability gains are going to be in the features section. You've gained a couple of barbarian abilities.
You gained 10 hit points as well, sorry.
Oh, you also, yeah.
Jesus.
Well, you have a D12, so your hit point gain is like the average of that plus your con. So yeah,
Amazing.
That's huge.
That's crazy.
it should.
25 hit.
Yes.
Um,
Got that.
Not quite the same amount of hit points I'm at
no,
now.
but you have
I've got
gained some pretty
13
useful
now.
stuff.
But I didn't die in the night.
Lever.
Oh, hello.
Your main thing is you have wild shape now.
Yeah.
The moon really was brighter last night.
Yeah.
And cunning action's your big gain. Also, at level 2, Tilly,
I become king!
you gain spellcasting. And
Fuck yeah! Thank you!
Do we need to switch
Thank you,
spots?
table father!
Just these two muggles.
Losers!
Magic.
No,
Oh,
you need
thank you,
magic when you've got
table
25
father.
hit points.
The 6 of you get a good night's rest.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, those are some good zoomies.
I'm alive.
Lucian, you're also keeping rooms at the tavern at the moment. The rooms there have been reserved mostly for the hunters, it seems, and people from outside the town, from what you can tell. The sun rises on a new day.
I sleep in the window like this.
Is there anything particular you want to do this morning as you rise?
I would specifically like to go to the place with the clanking of metal.
Okay.
I'm also interested in the evangelical place.
Yes. That's where I want to go.
So you're heading to the clanking metal? Are you heading?
I want to go towards the Heavenly Voice.
I think I wake up and I'm thinking to myself about what Worm Man said about keeping my ear to the ground. And I think, stop me if this is a silly thing to jump to, but I think I would be like, I need to find out what's going on with this, like people getting injured here and what that worm man actually... It sounds like he wants me to find something out. There's something I don't understand about this situation, so I feel like I might go and try and find those people I patched up yesterday, because they might have seen something. Because they'd been in the wars, but they'd survived, so they might know something.
That's great. That's generally really helps me out a lot as well.
I thought it might.
Thanks, man. That's a GM right there.
There you go.
Okay, so you're looking for everyone else. Tavern.
I think I'm also gonna go to the voice.
That's sort of the
ethereal voice.
Evangelical, not ethereal. So very human, just sort of talking kind of high, preachy tones is what
I
you heard.
see, yeah,
You
yeah.
almost heard like the kind of call and response sound of a church when you walk past there.
Got you.
I see.
Slambo.
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you want to come to the Blacksmith or not?
I guess so, yeah. We'll do that.
Cool.
I don't mind where I go.
Cool.
I'm going to go see the doctor to return his bottle of disinfectant. Because I may be cheap, but I'm not a thief.
It's only malt vinegar, but
Well,
I'll
for
tell you
the
that when I see it.
purposes of the plot, I'm going to see the doctor.
Okay. So we will say the four of you kind of, for the sake of narrative convenience, the four of you, that's fucking six, come on Tom, end up almost assembling in the now empty main part of the tavern at the same time before you go your separate ways. So we are all at this moment in the same room together.
Oh, I've missed breakfast again.
Oh, hello there. Thank you for helping our friends here.
It was touch and go there for a moment, but I made it through.
You look
Thank you.
fantastic now, Richard.
I heard if they chop your tail off, it grows back anyway.
Got another one.
Oh.
There's a few of me out there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's only the second creepiest thing that's happened in 24 hours. Well, I'm glad I bumped into you a lot, actually, because, after you, I had a bloke who, he was no use. But after him, there was this fella came in, he seemed to know who I was, which I thought was a bit odd, and he really gave me the creeps. Anyway.
What about him was creepy?
I think he was a bunch of worms in a skin suit.
Is that right?
You what?
A bunch of worms in a skin suit.
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, did it give you that whole idea of like the three kids in a trench coat?
Exactly that.
Some people left.
I saw that guy as well.
And his
I
pronouns.
saw him at the banquet hall before we left. I saw him as well.
And his pronouns were we and us, which I thought was
Oh yes, we and
a
us.
dead giveaway.
You thought this man was not what he seemed?
Yeah, I mean, he almost basically said it. He said.
He wanted you to know that he wasn't what he seemed.
Yeah. Kept wanting me to have a look at his guts, but I don't think he has any.
How long have you been here?
2 days? Weeks? 2 days.
2 days.
2.
Have you been here before?
No. Oh God, no.
Is there anything strange about this place to you?
Well, I've spent most of my life either tending a garden or in a library or working for a specialist, and I don't really get out much. So this, I suppose, is like a normal fortified settlement, isn't it?
Yeah, except for outside everyone turns into animals, and then when they cross the threshold here, they turn back.
You what?
Yeah, it was amazing.
No, I became a boar yesterday, and not just a terrible boar, but like an animal.
You're always a bore.
Oh, bloody hell!
Del was
Hear
a
that
bear.
energy and I'm like,
I hate magic.
Del boy over here was a bear. I was a boar.
What were you?
Just me.
A big cat.
Was a human first of all, and then turned into this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
and there were a bunch of there were wolves after us, and upon death they turned into humans
Oh,
and dice.
so you're saying you killed a load of people?
I didn't touch one of them actually.
Why not?
Well, I
If
did
they were
touch one of
attacking-
them, but
immensely
not to kill it.
unhelpful.
I
So
didn't.
no wonder everyone's injured. You didn't muck in, eh? So it's your fault?
Look, I actually took one of them out and got it on our side. and stopped it hurting anyone.
Where is he?
The others killed him.
Oh, right.
I killed 3
Yeah,
wolves.
Yeah, I think I got
I
like
killed
3 or
one
4.
wolf with an axe, just one blow. That was it. Yeah, it's pretty.
Wow.
So you're all
I
murderers.
shot one.
No,
yeah, we
no, I'm
didn't
not
mean
a
to be.
murderer.
Oh
Yeah, we're all murderers.
I murdered a couple of people.
All the
that
self-defense.
were wolves.
I was making a joke.
I've killed more than you want to know.
This is the third and fourth creepiest thing that's happened in the last 24 hours.
I'm going to just gently push you forward now through to the things you want to achieve today.
Yeah.
So you have enough time to get each other caught up. You were heading to the...
I'm heading to what I assume is a blacksmith's or some sort of workshop.
who's joining it?
I'm going as well.
I'm gonna go to the blacksmiths.
Do you two, did you say you were heading to the...
Well, yeah, now that I know more, because I think I had a different idea of what it was. I don't think Toby would go to that. I don't think he would really care. So I'm gonna also... Well, no, now that you've talked about this guy, that's perked up my ears a lot, because I'm like, I've seen that guy as well. I want to kind of stick around with you, because that's a connection for me that I'm like very curious about.
Let's get him.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to that...
Well, now that you've said what you've said about working on the people that you've been working on this weird guy yesterday, I quite want to go with you back to your place to inspect the bodies, if you'd allow me. If I don't know what they've been bringing in, but if they've been bringing in what we've been killing and what we've been seeing, there might be answers in the bodies you've been carving up.
Yeah, probably. There was a bloke with a big hole in his neck, but I tell you what, it was a bite mark, but it was from one tooth. Yeah, it was one tooth. It wasn't a mouth of teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'd like to see that body if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
So the two of you heading back to the doctor's tent.
I think are you coming with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
And then Del.
Can I just kind of wander around the settlement and kind of just do a vibe check?
You want to do a vibe check?
Yeah, I'd also like, if possible, if there's anywhere to kind of like view the outside, like the surrounding area and kind of get the lay of the land.
The tallest place to do this, the upper ward is the highest part.
Okay.
There's like a small tower on the upper ward, but not high up. The highest point is definitely the top of that keep. That towering keep in the centre of the, or in the edge of the upper ward.
All right, I'll head to the keep.
Okay. In fact, yeah, let's head there now.
Okay.
So you make your way up, counterclockwise, up the winding hill of this town. The guard outside, the guard between the upper and lower ward lets you through. You find yourself back in this courtyard. You three would be heading up around the same time, heading in the same direction. The doctor's tent is still there. Some of the farmers have returned to work. Pigs are still in their pens. Very still. And yeah, there is this huge stone keep with a large set of old wooden doors at the main entrance.
I'm going to see if they'll let me in, and maybe I can get sight on the horseman.
You're gonna be alright on your own.
Oh yeah, I'll be fine. See you in a bit. Best of luck with the horrible bodies.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, you
Sounds
approach
fun.
the doors.
Yes.
Are they currently closed?
Back I go.
Not necessarily locked, just closed.
Okay. I look around, see if there's any kind of official...
There's no one around, no one guarding this keep. Not a single soul in front of it. They groan open as you push them.
Aragorn style, sorry. Ranger, it's obvious. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so you push them open in ranger style, they groan open. There is immediately quite a strong must makes its way outside. Odd smell. But beyond that, yeah, you find yourself inside a rather sparse-looking old stone hallway. There's a flight of steps leading up to a second floor. Plenty of sort of doors around the left and right. It's quite a formidable-looking building.
Can I roll perception just to see if anything's unusual about the room?
Absolutely, give me a perception roll.
Cool. Let's rock. 16 plus 5. Holy
21.
Aside from what little light is coming in from the open doors and a couple of candelabras on the upper of the hall, There's no sunlight in here. No sunlight at all. The two of you make your way to the building with the steam coming out of the chimney. The windows are open, more kind of vapor seems to be emitting from them, and the door is slightly ajar too. In fact, we'll say the door is sort of pinned back to allow people inside.
Can I have you on my shoulder, a la Tiny Tim and Kermit from the Muppets Christmas Carol?
Do you mean Tiny Tilly?
Yeah, Tiny
Are
Tilly.
you guys singing your way down the
Tis a
hill?
season to be jolly and joyous. Fa la la.
You're singing.
I don't know this one.
Oh, it's one of my favourite songs.
How is it?
Yeah.
Where's it from? Who taught it to you?
Sir Brian of Henson.
An old teacher.
Wandering bad, no doubt.
Well, should we go to this blacksmith?
The two of you gather a lot of genuinely charmed looks as you make your way down the hill singing. People seem genuinely delighted by the sight of this duo. Little Tiny Tim on the shoulder, singing in a little voice. These don't seem like a particularly high-spirited people, but there's something in this which seems to bring much-needed whimsy to them. Yeah, and you make your way to this building. You will need to take Itchit off your shoulder, probably to get through this. Actually, no, scratch that. Yeah, the doorway is high enough for you to cross through, even in this current humorous
I would have been asked to be put down
composition.
by this point, I think.
I'd have to go across the threshold on my own.
All right.
Thank you, though, Slambo. That's quite fun.
Anytime. Well, you nearly died yesterday.
Yeah, I did. I was real close.
But you're feeling way better now.
Yeah, I feel like loads better.
Oh, that's good.
But I was almost toast.
Yeah, those wolves took a big
Yeah,
chunk
real
out of
big
you.
chunk out of me. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
real bad.
Bloody hell.
So my ancestors,
Which one?
all of them.
All of them.
There's so many, man.
That's so many people.
So, like, kobolds would breed like motherfuckers as well. So there's loads
That
and
must
loads
have
of
been
them.
like an awesome sight in the old
Well,
use of the
yeah,
term.
so I saw the. I felt like I saw the dragon.
No way.
Yeah, so my people, we believe that when you die, you become a scale on the spine of the dragon. And then, at the end of the world, all the dragon folk will be reborn in the afterlife.
Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah. But it was scary yesterday. Real scary. Because I didn't want to die.
Right, no.
No.
Well, I didn't want you to die. I'm glad
Even
you...
though- yeah.
Didn't seem like you were going to die, though.
It really felt like it.
You said it a lot.
Well, I guess I felt it.
Yes, but you didn't. And you were
No, I
fine.
know I didn't.
You just
but-
needed to sleep.
Yeah, it turns out sleeping just fits a lot of things. Wow, look at my tummy. Look, it's all gone. Yesterday,
my
big chunk missing, but today we're fine.
Just you were tired.
Sleep, yeah.
You were tired. That's all it was.
It's fucking mad.
And we'll move from this brutal takedown of D&D's long rest mechanic. The clanking of metal on metal stops as the two of you enter the doorway, and you see, lit by the light of a forge, a tall, broad-shouldered, pale woman, dark eyes, thin white hair, built like a gorilla. Can I help you?
Oh, yeah. I was wondering if
And Richard reaches down to the little holster on one of his belts, and he pulls out this little. It's like a sort of flintlock or a Derringer style pistol, like a single fire thing, and it's got these kind of snaking patterns of filigree up the side that are painted like cobalt blue. And he hands it over, shows it, and goes, "I've been having trouble making this fire. Do you have anything that makes a spark? I spoke to a gnome once and he said it needed something with a spark."
This sort of big forger puts down their hammer, takes off these big sort of metal working gloves, picks up this very delicate looking sort of flintlock pistol, turns it over in their hands. "Yeah, it just needs a spark. You can do this with flint, or you can do this with magic.
Magic.
Magic's a lot more reliable. These things, they have a tendency to go off."
Yeah, what do you mean, magic?
She gestures to this sort of stone bath, maybe about so wide, quite close to the forge. It's at this point you notice that despite this being a smithy's, she seems to be dressed quite warmly, and as you speak, the breath coming out of your mouth is a little misty, almost like the temperature inside here is cold.
Do I feel the cold?
A little bit. Not much, but it's colder than you expected. There's something, there's a very manageable mild chill in the air. Well, great metalwork is great metalwork, and I build some very fine tools, but for a long time, my family has been putting a little magic in what we do. And gestures towards this bath. This is a cold forge. It contains water from the top of the world. Any iron quenched in the cold forge becomes cold iron and can ward off evil, has certain unusual properties. It's a relatively simple process, but it is my family's magic. I would recommend, and looks you over, I would assume you have a little magic in you.
I'll just flag up the tools.
Hands you back the pistol.
You think I could do it?
I think you should try.
Do you mind if I use a bench?
So Edge is going to take the pistol over, and he's going to take his Tinker's tools, and he's going to just try to imbue this weapon with some sort of spark. He's tried this a few times before, but it's never really quite worked out. But he feels like maybe just like looking over and seeing as he's guided along by this other smithy who does magic work, to see if he can make something happen.
We're going to leave you there, working away on that. Slambo, as it settles in with this forger, you hear the sound of voices from behind you as a large crowd sort of starts to make their way up this sort of corkscrew hill of the town and on its way towards this hall where you the other day heard these high voices and this kind of call and response conversation. There is something about that kind of congregational chanting which feels familiar enough to you. What would you like to do?
I think I'll go along and have a chat.
Okay. You get a couple of funny looks from the crowd as they clock both your formidable size and also your very intense-looking attire. But
Wearing a skull mask.
Are you still wearing the skull mask?
Oh, yeah.
Do you always wear it?
Oh, well, most of the time, yes.
To sleep?
Well, yeah, depending if I'm having nightmares.
Does the skull, is it meant to scare people off?
Well, scares off the nightmares.
Oh.
Hello!
you get a couple of funny looks, but a lot of people do around here. And yeah, after a couple of squints, one of them says, "You coming to see the Reverend?"
Oh, yeah, I'll come and see the Reverend. Oh, who's the Reverend?
The Reverend is going to deliver us to safety.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, I quite like the idea of safety. Let's go.
What's your name?
Slambo Wilkins. Nice to meet you.
Dan. Guy holds a hand, gives you a good shake. You and me, Slambo, we're going to get on.
Slambo and Dambo. Let's go.
Best friends for life.
I hate
Oh, you're in a second cult.
Yeah. We don't know how many cults he's been in before. He might have been in every cult. He's a member of everything.
Professional cultist.
and you and Danbo and the rest of the you and Dan and the rest of the congregation.
No, he's Dambo now. He's
you and
Dambo.
Danbo and the rest of the congregation make you up the hill. As you enter this large hall, you see a figure standing on the sort of the raised stage area, using a kind of regular secular lectern almost as a religious pulpit. Everyone stands. There are seats to take, but no one takes them. and they gather round listening to these people speak. In your quite conspicuous clothing, this person, someone average height, average build, really kind of unassuming man in maybe their late 50s, except for this intense sort of look in their eyes, almost a kind of sunken face around where the eyes are, clocks you for a moment.
Hello, I'm Slambo. Are you the Reverend?
There's a brief pause. Come join the congregation, brother.
I'd be delighted.
In fact, why don't you come up on stage here with me?
What? I haven't been on stage all that much. I'm a bit scared, but all right.
And what is your name, brother?
Slambo Wilkins.
Slambo, tell the gathered congregation, what does it mean to be safe?
To be safe means that you are not in danger, haven't got anybody attacking you, not being turned into a pig suddenly, not being attacked by wolves, not being attacked by people, just feeling all around great.
And who, brother Slambo, can keep you safe?
People who are very strong or have sort of magical abilities that keep you safe.
And who is stronger than the communal strength of this gathered congregation, brother Slambo?
Oh, stronger than everyone, eh? Oh bloody hell. I'm quite strong, but I don't know if I'm stronger than everyone put together. Toby, when he's just tall. I'm going to go with my friend Tobes. Is that right?
Give me a moment.
My friend Toby.
Any friend of yours, brother Slambo, is a friend of the congregation, but my flock, my gathered sheep.
Sheep? No, I was a pig.
Give me a perception check.
Oh no.
Oh no. They're all sheep here. That is a 19 plus nothing, so yeah, 19.
Absolutely flinched when you said pig.
What
the fuck? Then it's back to the congregation again. Congregation, welcome our new brother, the tall, the strong, the hungry Slambo. And they all erupt in cheers for you, and then he just ushers you off the stage back into the crowd. We're going to join the three of you now back up in the upper ward.
Hey guys!
Love it here.
So this person who came in after us, you said their throat was cut, but with one bite.
They had a wound in their neck. When I looked at it, I thought to myself, Lucian, that's a bite, that is. But it's only one tooth that's done that. One big long tooth.
Do you think they could have gone or just just with one tooth, or was it
I think we're dealing with a few different scenarios here in my experience. It's either some kind of big snake with fangs, probably big fangs if it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
Or someone's taken a big fang or a tooth and they've done it themselves.
Is there any poison in it?
Was there any poison in it?
What was your medicine roll?
It was good, right?
I think it was like 17.
Yeah.
This could very well be the work of poison.
This could... Hang on. You didn't hear that, I did.
When I asked Table Father.
This could very well be the work of poison.
How big was the tooth, would you say?
Like that.
Wow. Oh wow.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Yeah, he's on the floor over there.
You just slapped him.
On a pile with the other ones.
I'm gonna go.
I would say one of the orderlies or the people who've been helping you out have at the very least wrapped sort of the body and stacked it at the side to be buried later, but you can investigate those bodies. Yeah. I will say as you move towards the pile, one thing you do notice here on the upper ward is somebody, not a guard, just somebody dressed relatively well for what you've seen around here. take a basket, just carrying a basket across the courtyard. They take it up to the building, which is being shuttered and locked. Rap hard 3 times on the door. There is a clunk, and the door begins to open.
That's the door, the building with the, you said
locked
packed earth and...
This is the one with the fancy facade in the upper ward, some one of the nicer looking buildings.
All right.
It's barred shut.
Yeah, but not barred shut currently.
I need to see this body.
There you go. It's over in the corner there, what I like to call the body corner.
Yeah, creative.
We all have a body corner, don't we?
I'm not paid to be creative.
Right.
I'm going to go to the body on the top. I imagine it's the last body that he worked on yesterday. They're currently wrapped.
Yeah.
They're wrapped entirely.
Yeah, not particularly well, but they're wrapped enough to keep the odours mostly out and the
Juice is in.
juice is in.
I'm going to open up.
All the juice has kind of left this one.
I'm going to open up kind of the face and the throat, kind of from here to here.
Give me, what were you trying to do, sorry? I jumped the gun there, but I think I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to unwrap it. I'm trying to see if I recognise the face of this thing and to see the wound, to see if the incision is something that I might recognise.
You do not recognise the face. You can either give me an investigation or a medicine check.
I'll give you a medicine. That's a nat 20.
Oh!
Plus 6, so 26.
On a nat 20, I've only one thing to tell you. It fits.
Oh! No! Okay.
What are you doing over there with that body?
And we're going to cut to Del in the downstairs hallway of this keep. It's very, very dark keep.
Make my way up the stairs.
Yeah, as you make your way up the stairs, there seem to be the barest remnants of what might have been once fine carpet, but just scraps here and there, really mouldering old. The candelabras are in ill repair, but the candles, relatively new, burn. A little more light can be seen to the left as the passageway winds around the corner.
I follow the light.
It winds again, and around one more bend, and you find an open door and what looks like about the size of a study, but barely any furniture inside. Sort of an old stone chair, and someone sitting in that chair.
I don't want to say hello.
Actually, let's see.
Because I wasn't trying to be quiet. Will they have heard me coming up the stairs? That removes the need for me to take a roleplay decision in that case. If I sense that they've heard me, I'm probably going to say hello.
If you haven't been careful, yeah.
I don't see why I would be. I think I'm just trudged up the stairs. Sorry to disturb you. I didn't realise there was anyone still living here.
Ah, come in, my dear.
I was actually just hoping to use the roof, get the lay of the land. Would that be possible?
Well, what are you hoping to see?
Well, we were attacked on the way in. Someone with one less head than they were supposed to have, and I think we'll have to go back out there at some point, so...
Based on some of the stories I hear, I have to ask, how many heads were they supposed to have?
I think one is the customary amount.
Ah, so you have met the hunter.
So he's the hunter.
He hunted you, did he not?
Oh, he hunted me. I got hunted, that's for sure. I'm Del.
My name is Urina.
Are they a lady? What's the deal?
They are a lady.
They're a lady?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're a lady.
Just meeting so many ladies in this game.
And she rises from her chair and is tall, like really quite tall, close to 7 foot.
Wow.
There is an aging beauty in her face. Looks tired, but there is a firmness and a strength to how she carries herself. She gives you a broad smile.
Irina, pleasure to meet you. How long have you lived here in this town?
She does a little laugh.
Oh, that's not good.
Hey, Vile. You have just arrived?
Last night, under some duress. I was a bear at the time. It's a very funny story. About that roof.
You can change into a bear.
Not willingly. It was, that was the hunter's gift, I suppose. Strange, I've hunted bears my whole life. Never imagined what it might feel like.
Sometimes something that looks one way might be a little something different under the skin. You're here with others, yes?
Yes.
You are welcome to use my roof. However, would you be willing to do a little something for me?
Of course. How can I help?
I imagine you want the same thing I want, and that is to get out of here.
Well, I'm actually hoping to get paid, but yes, if I can get out of here as well, that'll be...
Paid?
That's why I took this job in the first place.
Not all of my assets are currently available to me. And if you were to make a deal with me and help me find a way back to civilization, I would give you a very valuable gift.
Are you not in civilization right now? I mean, you have a home amongst the people?
She gestures to this old, cold, drafty stone building, very dark, undecorated, nothing on the walls.
Yeah, I mean, it could use a lick of paint, but it's nicer than my mum's place. So you want me to redecorate?
You may use my roof. You may come and go as you please. If I'm honest, I need the company. Think about my offer.
Okay. Not 100% on what the offer was, but I'm just going to say I shall think about it.
Is that something you say out loud or to yourself?
No, just say that to myself.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know the offer was creepy. Does she say clearly what she just wants me to come and visit her?
She asked you to help her find a way out back to civilization.
Why can't you leave?
The same reason no one can. Outside these walls.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant your literal house, but you're talking about the very large wooden encasement in which we find ourselves. Well, do my best. The roof will help. I awkwardly bow and walk out of the room,
Good day.
sort of backwards.
A little gentle bow in return.
Irina? Instantly regret doing that as I leave.
Okay, we're going to quickly cut back to cut back to you.
Tinkering away.
Ichard, tinkering away. So you spent the last sort of 10 or so minutes tinkering, fiddling around with your tools, with a few more resources available to you in the shop. And after a moment, just as you were trying to finesse a hinge on this pistol of yours, a little spark shoots out from your finger, ripples across the pistol, lighting up the blue filigree. The initials on the pistol brightly crackle for a second to recall your hand. A shot gets fired from the barrel, sinks into a bit of stone, the edge of the forge, and then the light fades. The weapon calms down again. Sounds to me like you figured it out.
Well, I hadn't loaded it. So, that's kind of weird.
At the risk of sounding cliched, that's magic.
Awesome!
Picks up the gun and holsters it.
We would say you've now learned how to infuse items you have with magic for magical effects.
Yeah. So I'm going to mark, I've got 2 of those, so I'm going to mark this one, which is repeating shot.
The congregation sort of dies down. This sort of sermon is over, and as the rest of the gathered populace leave, the Reverend puts his hand on your shoulder. Stay a while, Brother Slambo.
All right, yeah, I was going to ask about this whole, religion thing, I was, because I was in a religion before, and they didn't do very nice things.
He puts his hand heavily on his heart.
Yeah, yeah, and I was just wondering, because, I sort of mentioned how I was a pig earlier. And you sort of looked a bit funny. I don't know whether you were just had something in your eyes or something, but you looked like really, really didn't like me talking about me being a pig earlier. And I didn't want to be a pig. I didn't turn myself into a pig with a magical spell. So you're not going to turn me into a pig or anything again. As much as being a pig was all right, it wasn't one of my top 10 things I've done this week, even. So, and I wouldn't want it permanently for me, nor for anybody else. Anyway, I digress. My point is, this isn't like a horrible, horrible, horrible religion. Is this all right?
At some point in what you're saying, he briefly seems to bristle with something that almost looks like rage, but it passes in the fraction of a second. Brother Slambo, if you were a pig yesterday, you are a pig no longer, for now you are one of my sheep. You are one of my flock, and I will protect you until the end. Now, Brother Slambo, I can see from your stature, and I can see from your wit and your charm and your intelligence.
Thank you.
-1.
Yeah. Somebody saw a mark coming.
That you are a man who can get things done. You are a man who isn't afraid to do what needs to be done. Now, the most important thing to do here in this town is to keep the people safe. I have taken it upon myself to prioritize the safety of the populace after the embarrassingly poor job done by Town Master Fodder up on the upper ward.
Oh, what did they do?
Well, nothing, as you can see.
Oh dear. Oh no. Well, how do you propose we keep the town safe?
The only way this town can emerge from the darkness and return to the safety of the civilized world is with a strong leader.
All right.
Which means...
I'll do it.
I knew you were
Incredible.
He stops for a moment, has a little think. Well, if you are to become this town's new leader, first, something must be done about the old and ineffectual one. Brother Slambo, would you do me a favor and have a kind word in the ear of Town Master Fodder and politely ask him to step down?
All right. I can see what he says, yeah.
Do you understand what I am asking of you, Brother Slambo?
Politely ask him to step down. Duly noted.
Oh.
Reverend, you chose the wrong guy. Reverend.
Yeah. Sometimes you can just be too much of a patsy.
So stupid. He's not doing the right thing.
He needs you to take care of him.
All right. Little
master of the town.
I think we're going to give you that task. So he just gives you there's another sort of brief momentary, infinitesimal bristle of like white hot rage that instantly passes. Rests a hand on your back. Embraces you in a hug quite strong for a man quite slight. And then gestures outside. You will find the townmaster hiding in his house on the upper ward.
All right, I'll go straight there.
Godspeed, Brother Slambo.
Toodaloo.
And off you walk. Itchid, where are you headed?
I think I wanted to go to where I could hear the evangelical noises after I'd been to the thing, so maybe I just met up with Slambo coming out, and then we've both gone on the same way.
Yeah, as you make your way up the corkscrew, as you make your way up the hill, you bump into Slambo just leaving. The sound from the building seems to have gone now.
Hello, Slambo.
Hello. I've been sent on a little job.
How did it? What are you going to do?
I've got to go and tell the town mayor, leader, or whatever, that I've got to politely tell him to step down.
Oh, that should be easy. You're very good at talking to people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, thank you. I helped you out.
Oh, thank you.
Let's go.
Oh, we could say it together in unison.
What a good idea.
Okay.
Do you want to practice on the way?
Well, is it mayor fodder?
A townmaster fodder. Can you also clarify that you believe you've been sent there to tell him that you're in charge now?
Yeah.
But he should make you king, make you townmaster.
Yeah, apparently, I'm the new townmaster to be. Yeah. So what we'll say is,
That's a busy 5 minutes you had.
I know it's pretty crazy. Met a whole flock of sheep. They were very nice. Yeah, it was lovely. Anyway, that's what we've got to say is Townmaster Fodder.
You should have just told me his name, which is how I know.
The Reverend wants you to politely step down, please, and instate me, Slambo Wilkins,
You're Slambo Wilkins.
as new Townmaster, please and thank you.
Please and thank you. Okay.
Great.
Think we got it? No, I haven't got it.
Oh, we'll work
We're
it
working
out.
out on the way.
It'll be fun.
We'll do it on the night.
Yeah, we'll do it live. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
So you two continue to make your way up through the gate leading to the upper ward. Del, you've made your way to the top of the keep now. It's a lot of steps, but you're no stranger to climbing, and you find yourself on this kind of, is it a parapet? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Yeah, you find yourself, parapet, that's it. You find yourself at this kind of parapet at the top of this keep, and it's a good chunk of distance up, and from it you have a clear view of the wilderness around you. You have broken the tree line, let's say. Let's say this tower even goes through the top of the trees. Give me a perception check.
Happily. 15 plus 5, 20.
28. Okay.
There is no town.
And as you look around the tree line, we'll come back to what you see in a second. The two of you find yourself in the upper ward just as you see Lucian and Toby and Lever gathering around the tents. Lever's just sort of leaving this this pile of bodies wrapped up in sheets. The other thing you notice is that there seems to be some movement from within the house with a fancy facade. After a brief moment, somebody exits the house and immediately walks up to the four of you. 5 of you. I'll get used to it eventually. Immediately walks up to the 5 of you. The new arrivals, Doctor. The Townmaster would like to speak to you.
Oh, we'd like to speak to the Townmaster.
Whoa, why do you want what's happening?
Don't worry, I've got some exciting news.
Oh, God.
Slambo's got a promotion.
Yes.
Oh no.
This serving person ushers you to follow them, makes their way inside the building, leads the 5 of you in, closes the door behind you, and immediately directs you to a large office just down a hallway, where an incredibly tired-looking man, sallow, skin almost hanging off him at this point, sits exhausted in a chair. He catches you and gestures you in. Del, based on the time you travelled since yesterday, And from this vantage point, you should be able to see the point where you left the hunter's mark and entered the woods. As you look around you, all you can see until the end of the horizon for miles and miles and miles and miles are trees and trees and endless green. Back inside the office, I'm calling you here because Malak recommended you. I have enemies in this town. I'm not safe. That means you're not safe. And as town master, allow me to welcome you to the town of Border. And that is all for
This ruined. It's gone.
And that is all for this episode of Chaotic Neutral Plays Dungeons and Dragons. Join us next week where we play the same game again with the same people. Bye.
There's one on Patreon. Watch that one.
Why are we in Border?
Why the fuck are we there?
Time?